there and good afternoon. I'm hoping that you are doing well and happy new month. Welcome to EBN News at 1 p.m. My name is Leticia Afandi, and remember we are live on Facebook and YouTube at EBN TV. Now, starting off, 3 people are feared dead following a greasy road accident that occurred early this morning on Nairobi-Mombasa highway after 2 lorries collided and caught fire. The accident triggered a massive traffic, leading to motorists stranded for hours as police officers moved in to manage the situation. Kawaida yangu. Now, politicians from the Rift Valley have urged opposition leaders to stop inciting Kenyans against the government and instead focus on national unity and development. Speaking in Rongai during the burial service of the late Kipkelian Member of Parliament, the leaders said premature political campaigns are unnecessary and could derail service delivery to citizens. They warned that early politicals divert attention from development priorities and risk deepening political divisions, calling all leaders to prioritize cohesion and stability for the sake of progress.
Is still in power, our governor is still in power, and all even the members of parliament and MCS. So let us stop politicking, tufanye maendeleo.
Tunaanza kusikia cheche za moto katika siasa, na tunataka nchi hii, uchaguzi unakuja na unapita. Tusiangalie uchaguzi kama ni mwisho wa dunia. Mwisho wa dunia itakuja, na siku hiyo Mungu atatupa neema, si ndivyo? Lakini kwa sasa bado tutazaa, tutatunza watoto, tutalinda nchi. Nataka niseme tuombee taifa letu, na ninatoa mwito kwa viongozi wenzangu wa kisiasa ya kwamba tusitumie nafasi hii kuchochea wananchi wa nchi hii.
Now, moving on, the committee drafting the final report of the National Dialogue Committee, NADCO, has excluded the issue of electoral boundary review, citing limited time. Chairperson Agnes Nzani said the matter is complex and cannot be adequately addressed within the committee's reporting timeline. She added that under the Constitution, boundary reviews should be completed early enough to allow the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that's IEBC, time to prepare ahead of the general election.
Boundaries delimitation issue, article 89, hiyo itakuwa ngumu kufanya kwa sababu election imefika. Iliyofanya ya mwisho ilikuwa 2012 na nyingine ilikuwa inatakana ifanywe mnamo before 2024, ambapo sasa IBC mpya imeanza. Itakuwa vigumu kufanya hivi, lakini watatafuta njia ambayo watatumia sheria, wanaweza kupeleka kama mswada, alafu watapatiwa time zaidi. Jambo la tatu ni audit of the 2022 elections, ambapo kulikuwa kuwe na kamati ambayo iko in place kuhakikisha kwamba hiyo audit imefanywa. Hilo bado halijafanyika mpaka sasa, kwa hivyo tutasema tu hili halijafanyika. Alafu tunaenda constitutional issues, outstanding constitutional issues, no more than 2/3. Wanawake, vijana, PWDs wako included katika the various sectors.
Now, crossing borders, clashes continue to intensify in the Middle East after the United States and Israel struck Iran on Saturday, leading to ongoing clashes. In response, Iran has carried out missile attack strikes on several countries in the region, including Saudi Arabia and Qatar, as well as targets in Israel and American forces. The exchange have fueled escalations between the major powers and raised concerns about broader regional instability. Iran's ambassador to Kenya has issued a statement regarding the situation.
Our cause is just, and our response will be firm, decisive, and one that will make the aggressors regret the day they dared to strike and land of Cyrus and the heirs of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We did not seek this war. This is a patriotic war that has been imposed on us. But now that it has been imposed, the world will witness once again what the Iranian nation is capable of when its dignity, its sovereignty, and its leaders are attacked. The armed forces of the Islamic Republic of Iran, inspired by the heroic legacy of this ancient land and relying on trust in Almighty God, will defend the dignity and security of the Iranian nation with determination and all their might. History bears witness. Iranians have never submitted to foreign aggression. The security and order. This is for all. This is the security for all, peace for all. So I do believe that each and every country in the world has the responsibility to protect international law and to try its best to de-escalate, if not prevent it, at least to de-escalate the tension in order to ensure the peace for all the nations, including Africa and the great people of China. Right before starting this aggression.
Now, a multi-million shilling road construction project valued at approximately 20 million shillings has been launched in Malindi, aimed at improving transport and enhancing security within the town. Speaking during the launch, Malindi Member of Parliament Amina said the construction of the 4 roads will ease movement for residents and businesses, while also strengthening security by improving accessibility in the area. Area Chief Wilfred said once completed, the roads are expected to significantly transform the outlook of the area, improving service delivery and overall quality of life for residents.
Weza kutumia barabara hizo, so tuko katika hali ya kuboresha mji wetu sisi wa Malindi, na nafikiri nyinyi wenyewe mmesikia yale maombi ambayo tumeweza kupata, maombi mengine ambayo ni yangu, maombi mengine ambayo ni ya county government, na yale ambayo ni yangu mimi nitajaribu kusukuma on my side, na yale ambayo ni ya county government pia nitafikisha salamu kwa wahusika ili kuhakikisha ya kwamba maendeleo yameweza kupatikana kwa wingi ndani ya Malindi constituency.
Na vile umeamua kwamba hii barabara ibadilike, basi mimi ni kukushukuru. Kama vile maeneo mengine umeyabadilisha, ningekuomba tu hii ambayo umefanya hapa uiendeleze, kwa sababu wengine wanaomba Singapore itakapokuja, sisi twaiona sasa.
Maamina yawatengeza kusema kweli, lakini mimi kilio changu vile ambavyo ameamua kufika hapa katikati, nasema amefanya vizuri. Kwa sababu gani? Hizi barabara zikisha kujoinishwa, Urongo maji atakuwa hatusumbui ile sana, kwa sababu wasumbua wana biashara sana.
And meanwhile, investigations into the plane crash that claimed the lives of 6 people, including Emurua Dikir Member of Parliament Johanna Ngeno, have officially begun, with investigators visiting the crash site on Sunday. A team of aviation accident experts and technical specialists combed through the wreckage, collecting crucial equipment and debris from the scene as part of efforts to establish the cause of the fatal accident. Witnesses at the site reported that the aircraft briefly descended and appeared to land near the area before taking off again and crashing minutes later. The accounts are expected to form a key part of the ongoing investigations.
The components that the investigators have picked from this scene of accident, some of them will be ferried outside the country, particularly to the state of manufacturer and the state of design of the aircraft as required by the protocols of the convention to which Kenya, our country, is a signatory too.
We expect the team to do an investigation and give us a report in the next 30 days, a preliminary report of exactly what happened. And what we want to ask the public, to ask our leaders and everybody, it's not to speculate.
The team that from the ministry as well as the other security organs are doing what they need to do just to get to the bottom of what really happened. Of course, there is already initial report that was filed yesterday.
Mist ilikuwa kubwa, so tukasikia hiyo ndege inakuja, kumbe ilikuwa inatafuta emergency landing. Sasa ikatafuta mpaka ikapata hapo juu forest fulani hapo.
Alianguka, alipiga chini pale, akakuja akakonga miti, akatupa watu wawili hapa, akatupa wawili hapo, akatupa wawili mbele huko.
Now, the united opposition has called for a swift and independent investigation into the helicopter crash that claimed the life of Emurua Member of Parliament Johanna Ngeno and 5 others. Speaking during a church service, the united opposition, led by Rigathi Gachagua, urged the government to conduct a comprehensive inquiry to establish the circumstances surrounding the fatal accident. He said the probe must be transparent and credible to assure the public of its integrity. Gachagua further alleged that the late MP had been compelled into signing an impeachment document against him under pressure from the president. He claimed Ngeno has faced intimidation. The opposition leader also demanded that Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen step aside to pave way for investigations.
He's my great friend, and he is my political ally and a confidant, and he has been very close to me for a very long time. In Kisumu, he called me before I was hounded out of office, and he told me what William Ruto is planning, and he was very disturbed. And he felt that by Ruto doing what he intended to do, he would destabilize his own government. And I was in Kisumu, he came to see me, and once Ruto learned that he was coming to see me in Kisumu, he sent the National Intelligence Service to bag my room so that he can record the conversation between me and Johanna Ngeno. And we had a big discussion, and he told me what he was going through and the way he was being persecuted for fighting for the rights of the Kipsigis people. He told me that a plan had been hatched to remove me from office, because I was also fighting for the interests of my community the way he was fighting for his community. And he told me he was opposed to it, and he felt the president would destabilize his own government, which has happened, and he said he would do whatever he needs to try to persuade him. There's been a lot of siege from Kipchumba Murkomen and Aaron Cheriot, trying to suppress his ambition to be the leader of the Kipsigis community.
Now, the family of the pilot who died in the helicopter crash in Nandi County on Saturday is mourning him as a devoted family man and a pillar of the community. Speaking at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport during the reception of the bodies, family spokesperson Francis described the late pilot as caring, dependable, and deeply committed to those around him. The family said that as the firstborn, he took on major responsibilities, supporting relatives and guiding younger family members. They have also called on authorities to conduct a thorough investigation into the cause of the crash.
He made friends everywhere he went. He never had any enemies with anybody, and he feared confrontation. So that's the nature he had, just like my father was. That's what actually took from him. Yeah. Of course, he enjoyed his career as a military officer for the longest time possible until his retirement time. Then, of course, because he had that passion of flying, he decided to continue the career a little bit more until reaching the age of retirement in aviation.
Background, his father was a retired major. Yeah, so George grew up in the military, so he was a very disciplined person. And the rest of his brothers, apart from Daktari, were all military guys. Their last born also retired as a major who is working with the United Nations.
Now, away from that matter, Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa has strongly condemned a deadly attack on Nalenya police post in Mumias West sub-county that left one police officer dead and another injured. Speaking in Huisero, Governor Barasa termed the incident unfortunate and called on security agencies to conduct thorough investigation to ensure those responsible are swiftly apprehended and brought to justice. He further urged authorities to intensify security operations across Kakamega County to curb rising insecurity and guarantee the safety of residents. The governor emphasized the need for collective efforts between security agencies and the community to prevent similar attacks in the future.
Mimi nataka kuomba vyombo vya usalama, you must apprehend those thugs ili wachukuliwe hatua za kisheria. We shall not rest until those thugs have been arrested. Na yule askari ambaye alijeruhiwa tunamwombea afueni kwa sababu he was in line of duty. Mimi naomba GSU wafanye kazi yao kusaka wale majambazi bila kujeuri wale ambao hawana hatia.
And opposition leaders have stepped up their criticism of President William Ruto's administration, accusing it of ignoring public concerns and contributing to growing dissatisfaction among Kenyans. Speaking during a church service, former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i faulted the government for what he described as taking the Kenyans' public for granted as a move he said he led to its declining popularity. Dr. Matiang'i further alleged that the administration is fostering criminality by alleging unknown offenders within the country.
Some of us tunatarajia tutakufa wakati wowote. I can tell you that. What we are doing is si kazi ya rais hivyo. But we know kuna nchi ambayo lazima itetewe, na hiyo nchi inaitwa Kenya. Na hii Kenya lazima tutaibadilisha, tuache zile tabia zetu mbaya. Zile tabia mbaya ndizo Ruto amebeba: wizi, kuua watu, kuchukua mashamba ya watu. I believe, even though I don't have the evidence, Ngeno has been killed because he refused to sign the land which has got rare minerals kule Kilgoris.
Mimi namuuliza Ruto, kabla ya kutengeneza hiyo matope ya kwangu, huyu Rigiji alikusaidia sana. Na ulikuja hapa 2.5 years, now more than 3 years, ukaahidi. Ili watu wale wanasema wakuamini kwamba you mean what you say. Kama you launched barabara hapa, na kusema, because the clip was very clear, kwamba within 1.5 years, atakuja kulaunch hii barabara. Hata kama uko na shida na Rigiji, je, watu wa Shamata hawa, kina mama hawa na wazazi, uko na shida gani nao? Na more importantly, kiongozi wa nchi hapaswi kuwa ni mtu ambaye anaongea urongo mtupu kila kuchao.
So it's our responsibility as the opposition or the alternative government.
And President William Ruto on Sunday joined the fraternity of Alliance High School to mark its 100th anniversary, announcing a 550 million government investment to upgrade infrastructure and safeguard the institution's legacy of academic excellence. The president said 60 million shillings will fund the construction of 40 classes, while 200 million shillings will be set aside to improve roads around the school. The Ministry of Sports will also build a 60 million sports academy at the institution. Earlier, President Ruto handed over 640-bed dormitory worth 155 million shillings and a dining hall costing 888 million shillings, both funded by the government. At Alliance Girls High School, he pledged 155 million shillings for a 640-bed dormitory and for 40 million shillings for 24 classrooms and 100 million shillings to complete a science complex.
Looking at the alumni of this school and just the sample of example that is here, Kenyans from across the Republic over generations have been admitted to this school. Amos Wako, I see Amos Wako here, our AG emeritus, all the way from Busia. I see Judge of Supreme Court, the Honorable Lenaola, all the way from Samburu. The Honorable Amason Kingi, all the way from Magarini. I see Ekwe Turo here, all the way from Turkana. That is the DNA of a great institution called the Alliance. I proudly stand here today to say that we have done our small bit in making sure that the history of this institution, the legacy of this great school continues. This morning, I was privileged to hand over a dormitory that will accommodate 640 men at the cost of 88 million. Again, I have seen the road network. We still have some work to do. I did ask the Ministry of Roads to set aside 200 million. Already 100 million has been spent. We are going to spend another 100 million to make sure that roads, both in the girls, Alliance Girls and Alliance Boys, and Alliance High School are completed. I have discussed with the board chair and the principal of this school. There is a requirement for additional classrooms. Initially, they had requested us to build 21 classrooms.
Now, in sports news, defending champions Kabra's Sugar RFC continued their dominance in the Kenya Cup after a hard-fought 25-8 victory over Nordic RFC at the ASK Kakamega Showground. Kabras relied on a disciplined defensive display and superior game management to control proceedings, keeping their title defense firmly on track. In other results, KCB Rugby delivered a composed second-half performance to beat Menengai 25-15, strengthening their push for a top finish.
Came out, they presented themselves exactly the same of the game, and they're able to get the result that they came down to get in Nakuru. Congratulations to KCB Rugby players for the effort and for the discipline they came out and showed the world today. We just needed a win coming down here, and we were able to fight our way to get the win. So we are just going to move us a game at a time, play our next game and see where we'll fall to be seen before we go for the...
And finally, it's a wrap for EBN News at 1 p.m. Many thanks for watching. My name is Leticia Afandi, and enjoy the rest of your day.